Hey coin collectors, and welcome to another joint video between the Big D Coin channel and DC Coin World. And this is DC looking at a 1987 Canadian dollar coin. Of course, 1987 was the year they came out with the Loonie. They switched over from the Voyageur in the canoe, those dollars, to a Canadian loon in a lake. It says Canada at the top, it says dollar at the bottom. In the middle, we have a loon swimming in the lake, and right below it, we have 1987, the year that it came out. Way over here on the side, we have an R, an R, and a C, and that is the engraver's initials. And the engraver of the coin was Robert Ralph Carmichael, RRC. You see it has a beaded outer rim. This is an 11-sided coin, and it actually has 11 sides on it. It has smooth transitions, if we can see it, but it's not a round coin that looks like an 11-sided coin. You can actually see the lines as it turns around there. No edged lettering or anything. This is a bronze-plated nickel coin. So the inside is nickel, the outside is a bronze plating. And of course we turn it over to the front. We're looking at the reverse, and sometimes people get a little mixed up, but of course in the Canadian coins you're always going to look for the monarch on the front, and that happens to be Queen Elizabeth II. So this is Elizabeth II, DG Regina, by the grace of God, Queen. We see we have a beaded outer rim on this one too, if we can magnify it somewhat. And we also see that she's wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. This is the Arnold Machen second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. Of course, the first portrait is she's wearing the laureate wreath, but that won't ever appear on the loon because this this portrait, when she was 39 years old, is about how old she was when when the loons came out. So by the time the loons came out in Canada, they were into the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, and it's just a great portrait. Now, of course, most of you know that they've switched over now to a $2 coin, and so when we look at the back of this coin, the Canadians immediately identified it pretty much as a loonie, which is a $1 coin. And that's just the slang for it. In 1996, they came out with a $2 coin. And again, you see this is even another portrait of Queen Elizabeth. This is the third portrait, and she's wearing the Henry V State diadem. It says Elizabeth II, DG Regina, 1996. Now, this coin here does have some of the same coloring, but it's not the same thing. This actually has an aluminum bronze center. There's no nickel in it on the inside. On the outside, this is a pure nickel ring, or as pure as you get. We see that we have the Canadian maple leaf at the top, 1996 at the bottom. So this coin first came out in 1996, and it was called the Toonie. They didn't call it anything to do with a polar bear, even though it has a polar bear on the back. They called it a toonie because instead of a dollar coin, it is a $2 coin. And notice that the dollars is plural here. And notice that nowhere on this coin, the loonie, does it say $1. So while we sometimes have, it'll say $1 on United States coins, it doesn't say it, just says dollar. And it says $2 here. It says Canada at the top. And again, we have the same, this is the same insert, which is an aluminum bronze center with a nickel ring. They call this a bimetallic coin. Well, this loonie has evolved over the years. Sometimes you will see it, it'll be flying with an olive branch. Oh, this is the one, this is it landing in the lake. Let's see if we can find, this is another one getting ready to take off in the lake, I believe. This is another one. Here is another splashing version. So they have all different kinds of the loonie. In fact, on one of the coins, they don't even have the loon at all. They have the symbol from the newest Canadian province. Nunavut. And that's just a beautiful symbol. These are the big stone guideposts, essentially, that you see in Nunavut. All right, well, are there any values to these? One of the best ways to find values in Canadian coins is to go to a website called coinsincanada.com. If you do go to coinsincanada.com, you'll see that there were two coins put out that year. There were the Voyager, or the old style coins, but those were only put out in a proof-like and a specimen version. For the circulating coins, it only was the Loonie. And you can see the island with the trees back here. How much is the Loonie worth in a circulated version? It's worth $1. Almost uncirculated, 50, still worth $1. Unless you're getting into an uncirculated version, you're not going to have any real value. And even then, you don't get up to close to $10 until you get into MS64. MS65 is $22.50 though. MS66 is $38. And MS67, if you find one of these coins in an MS67 version, and it'll be shiny, let me tell you, these coins, we look at them now when they come out and we see that they seem a little bit of a dull finish. When these coins come out from the mint, they are incredibly shiny and just a beautiful coin. Let's see if we can find one that's a little bit shinier. That's not quite it, but it's certainly way shinier when these come out of the mint. And if you can ever find one that's really, really shiny, that'll be your valuable Canadian dollar. All right, that's all we have today from another joint by Big D, DC Coin World, and we'd love to have you subscribe to our channels and leave any comments you might have in the comments section.